All right, hello and welcome to review for chapter 4 test part 2 covers I think sections 4.6 to 4.8. And normally in class I do speed dating with the students, but obviously during distance learning that's not going to be possible. I still think this is kind of a funny picture. I'm not even sure really what's going on here, why they're dressed as superheroes, or really why does this guy have this little thing in his ear? Like, is he talking on the phone during this date? I'm really confused by that, but this is the image I got when I Googled speed dating, I think. So, at any rate, we're going to do a bunch of review questions. As always, I encourage you to have a calculator, pencil, paper, and try each question before watching the solution. That's what the test will look like. Is you'll have to do it without me helping. So, practice that today. All right. So much of this is about solving x squareds, and there's all these different methods, right? So just as a review, you can do algebra steps. If it has like just x squared, say minus 25, you can just like add 25 to both sides and then take the square root and you get plus or minus 5. So that works as long as there's just x and not just x squared, not both x squared and x. Factoring is pretty good, but not everything will factor. Graph method is great, actually my favorite of the methods, but it does not work in situations where it does not cross the x-axis. Because it has imaginary answers, at which point you'll have to fall back to what will always work, which is quad formula. Right, so in theory, you could do the entire test with the quad formula, it just take you a long time. These other methods will be much faster if they work. All right, so here you go. Here's your first quadratic. Pick a method and give it a shot. All right, so this one, I'm going to do algebra steps because there's only x squared. So I'm going to minus the 48 from both sides. Divide by 3 to cancel out the times 3. So we get x squared equals negative 16. Sorry for the poor handwriting. My thing kind of freaked out on me. Okay, and now just take the square root to cancel it out. Don't forget that this will be two answers. So we're going to get plus and minus, and then the square root of 16 is 4. So the square root of negative 16 is just 4 imaginary. So our two answers are positive and negative, 4 imaginary. All right, next one, give it a shot. All right, so I'm going to get 0 on one side first. So add 3. All right, and then at this point, algebra steps is out because it has x squared and x. Factor, I think this one might actually factor, so you could try that, but I don't like doing long factor when there's a 2, so I'm just going to abandon that right away. And then graphing, well, let's give it a shot. Let's see if that works if we type it in our calculator. So I'm going to do y equals, clear everything out. There's a 2x squared, and then I forget the rest of it. So it was 2x squared minus 1x plus 3. Hit graph. Looks like only imaginary answers. That's unfortunate. So graphing's out, so I guess this is quad formula. And I'll paste it up here on the screen for you quick. Okay, and I always do the b squared minus 4ac part first, just to save a little bit of writing. So I'm going to do negative 1 squared minus 4 times a times c. So I get 1 minus 24, negative 23. All right, and so I'm going to do the square root part of that. And there's no perfect squares for 23, but certainly we can pull off the negative part. And so that'll become I root 23. And so to finish the formula, we'll get our two answers are the opposite of b. So that would be 1 plus or minus I root 23 all over 2 times a. And a is 2. So 2 times 4. And that's it. Two imaginary answers to that equation. That was kind of a tough one. One thing that worked there was quad formula. All right, next one. Give it a shot. All right, so we're going to get 0 on one side first, minus 9x, and I'm going to write it in order. because usually that's helpful when if you're going to factor. Actually, any of the method, that's pretty much helpful. All right, so now it looks like, this might be an easy factor one, maybe, right? So let's give it a shot. Let's try x and x here. That'll give us the x squared. And then for negative 36, I got to make it add up to -9. So I know I'm going to need one negative, one positive. And let's see, there's -3 and 12. And I think that'll work. I just got to reverse them. It's got to be the 12 negative and the 3 positive. All right. And then now we're pretty much done. Now that we got it factored apart, set each factor to 0. And we'll get our two answers of positive 12 and negative 3. All right, one last solve one. Looks like a bear. Might be kind of tricky, but pause the video, give it a shot. Okay, so algebra steps is out as x squared and x. Factor, there's no GCF, and we could try long factor, but I don't like doing it. So I'm gonna try graph again and see if I can get this one to graph. If not, I'll have to do quad formula. So we're just gonna type it in to y equals screen. So I'm gonna enter it in, and then I'm gonna hit graph. And you see, ooh, this one actually does cross. So looks like this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it looks like -6 is going to be one answer. And then this one's going to be some decimal. So I'm going to do that second in calc trick and calculate a 0. And I'm going to surround this point on the right because I want to find the exact value. So my left bound could be like -1 or 0, any point to the left. So maybe I'll do -1, enter. And then anything to the right of it, so maybe something like 2, enter, enter, and it'll snap right to it. So it looks like 4/10 is our answer. So 4/10 and -6. Okay, so it looks like the graph method worked, and we got our two answers of -6 and 4/10. Okay, and if you were really not sure about this one, I could zoom it in or something, but I'm not too worried about it. Looks like it's -6, or at least close enough to count as the right answer, even if it was off by a little bit. All right, that's it for solving. So the rest of this is just to go over imaginary numbers again. And imaginary numbers are just negative square roots. And so they usually have I in them. And so you just got to clean this up. So pause the video, give it a shot. All right, so we're going to break this apart. And the negative part is going to be broken off, become I. And then 24 also splits to the perfect square of 4. So it really helps to have your list of perfect squares if you're not sure. List them out on your page. 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, etc., etc. All right, at any rate, this becomes 2 and an I and a root 6. And they usually write the root 6 part last. It wouldn't matter if you left the I on the end, that's okay, but usually they write it this way. All right, so let's do some subtracting of imaginary numbers quick. So the parentheses don't really matter. Well, I guess they do matter for the back. But we're just going to take the real parts and subtract those. So 9 minus 6. And then do the imaginary part. So 7i minus -2i. And make sure you keep this negative goes to both. So it's minus -2. So we end up with 3 as the real part. And then this would become a plus. So that'll be positive 9i. And main thing here is make sure you distribute that negative. Oftentimes students forget that. Okay, and again, this isn't FOIL. Sometimes students will FOIL here too, but this is a minus, not a multiply question. Speaking of multiply, let's try one. Here's a multiply one. They're smushed together. All right, here we go with FOIL. So 1 times 2i is 2i. Whoops, I did that wrong. I should have did 1 times 3 first. Ah, man, this is, they're laughing at me in the YouTube world. All right, 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 2i is 2i. Negative 9i times 3 is negative 27i. And then negative 9i times 2i would be negative negative 18, and then I squared. All right, now we just got to clean stuff up. So the middle two will become negative 25i. If you combine those, positive 2, negative 27. And then I squared is negative 1. So this right here is a negative 1. So we have negative 18 times negative 1, so we're going to get a plus 18 there. And then 3 plus 18 is 21. So you have 21 minus 25i as our final answer to that one. All right, so divide, you don't really do any division in the traditional sense. What you really have to do is just get I out of the denominator. So you've got to figure out how to get I out of the denominator. All right, and so the trick is if you multiply by I, technically you could do 5i if you want, but just I should work. And then what you'll get on the bottom is 5i squared. And then you'll no longer have I down there because I squared becomes negative 1, so you get negative 5. Okay, and up top, when we multiply by I, we'll get 2i minus 4i squared. And then the I squared again becomes negative 1. So this becomes negative 4 times negative 1. So it becomes a plus 4. Okay, and that's it. All right, so we got rid of I in the denominator. It's no longer there. You can have it in the numerator, just not in the denominator. All right, that is our review for the second chapter 4 test on 4.6 to 4.8. Mostly just got those things solving where you got to pick the right method, and then imaginary number stuff like we just covered there. All right, thank you for watching. Good luck with the test.